when it comes to men being vulnerable and confident, honest, and all of that, is it fair to say that there are men out there that may not be in touch with that side of their personality, their it might have been because of their upbringing or their current situation, whatever it may be. Does that make them does that invalidate their feelings in any way, to say that they're not where they should supposed to be because they don't check off all of those boxes?
Well, in 1989, when I
And,
started,
and if I may, like real quick, and I just want to preface this. The reason I ask, because like we're all flawed, right? Like
yeah,
we all have our moments where like I have my moments where I'm not confident. There's times that I don't stand out for myself. There's times that I don't express myself as much as I should. So does that make me less of a person than other people?
no, but it should make you want to grow.
Hmm.
When we see something that we're afraid of doing, being us. I mean, all we're talking about, Ty, is being us. We're not talking about, adding anything. We're enough as we are.
Right.
I think when men are afraid to share tears, it's just a sign of, here's a place I can grow. When a man is afraid of being vulnerable, here's a place I can grow. Now, in 1989, we had 10% of my counseling base were men. In 2024, 50% of my counseling base is men. 50%. We have grown so immensely. When you have athletes, professional athletes making millions of dollars sitting in front of me crying, those are real men. They've grown up in this culture where that they can't do that on the field, so they think, but they can, thank God, do it in the privacy of a counselor or a therapist's office. We've seen huge changes. So I think for all of us men, myself included, we've got to look in the mirror and say, what are my weaknesses? What are my flaws? I had a guy that makes a ton of money the other day, and he finally admitted, we're working on him and his family and everything. And he goes, you know what, David? He said, I buy my children. I've always bought my children. He said, I when I'm present with them, I'm really not present. I'm thinking of work. I'm thinking of making that next 500,000. I'm thinking. So here's a guy that for the first time in his life, he's admitted that he's not being the greatest dad that he can be, which means he has an opportunity to change. And one of the things I said to him is, I said, a lot of guys struggle with this. When we're at work, we're thinking, shoot, I should be doing something with my kids tonight. And then when we're with our kids, we're thinking, oh my God, I should finish that report or whatever it might be. But instead, what real men, in my opinion, and again, people can disagree with me, but real men need to be able to balance those two things. Listen, every little boy and every little girl that is emotionally abandoned by their father are my clients today, or someone else in this field's clients. When you don't put the time into your children, they're going to need that later on. They're going to need professional help, pretty serious professional help. There are too many children that are neglected emotionally. There's a great ad that started running last night, and they have all these professional athletes using these quotes like, I'm afraid to go to school because there are people that don't like me. I'm afraid to go to school because people make fun of my friends or my clothing. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. Now, these are these adult, mature, very well-known professional athletes. And at the very end of the commercial, you see that they're talking about what kids are saying. And, when you're raised in that environment where that you're being mocked, you're being bullied, and you don't have the support at home, that's a tough thing to grow through. And a lot of those, let's say, young boys that become men, are disenfranchised, Kai. They don't know who they are. I mean, alcohol and drugs, that's the reason that I started at 12. My parents didn't understand me. I was a very difficult child. I was so super sensitive that no one knew what the hell to do with me. And alcohol was my best friend at 12. It knocked down my anger. It mellowed me out. And it wasn't until years later that I had the ultimate crash that I had to become a man.